This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900.
Welcome to News 25. Today is Wednesday, March 3rd. This just in, a single vehicle rollover is being worked by Nevada Highway Patrol, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies, and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue at this time. One person was transported to a Mercy Air Base, suffering from what they're calling head injuries. That person is being airlifted to a trauma center in Las Vegas, and they are saying that this vehicle rotated multiple times off the highway. Well, Nevada State Police continues its investigation into an incident Sunday in which a man accosted Governor Steve Sisolak at a Summerlin restaurant. Justin Andersch approached Sisolak for a selfie before unleashing a profanity-laced tirade towards the governor. And Andersch says he won't apologize for his actions. Brad Francis has more.
The incident involving the governor happened Sunday at Lindo Michoacan, a Mexican restaurant in Summerlin. In a video recorded by Justin Andersch and posted to social media, Andersch first approaches Governor Sisolak for a selfie, but things quickly turned ugly as Andersch unleashed an oral assault on the governor. Sisolak immediately turned and started to walk away, but Andersch followed him and his wife Kathy all the way into the parking lot as he continued to shout and curse at the Sisolaks. At one point, a second man joined in the verbal attack. Andersch, a self-described digital creator, posted video of the encounter on social media. Andersch also runs a website that promotes right-wing anti-government conspiracy theories. A number of public figures spoke up to condemn Andersch's actions. As for the governor himself, he has yet to comment publicly about the incident, though his office did issue a statement saying the governor was deeply disappointed in how this incident unfolded. The statement went on to say, "We can disagree about the issues, but the personal attacks and threats are unwarranted," continuing by saying the governor works on behalf of all Nevadans, even those who disagree with him, and we will continue to do so. Andersch appeared outside Las Vegas attorney Craig Mueller's office Tuesday to issue a statement. During his 6-minute appearance, Andersch said his verbal attack against the governor was triggered by 2 years of frustration and desperation caused by the governor's actions, adding he won't apologize for what he did.
The unconstitutional, illegal emergency powers that the governor continues to exercise have destroyed not only my life, but the lives of many other Nevadans. I lost my livelihood, medical benefits, and employment due to the governor's desire to fall obediently in line with the other overreaching, authoritarian measures implemented by the authoritarian public officials. I will not apologize. I will not apologize for speaking out and expressing 2 years of frustration. I will not apologize for holding public officials responsible for their choices. I will not apologize for using language that is heard endlessly on every social media and music streaming platform daily. I will not apologize for giving a voice to the voiceless or a face to the faceless. I will not apologize for standing up for my beliefs. I will not apologize for using words to send a message to someone who seems to listen in currencies and personal gain. I will not apologize for being a patriot.
Nevada State Police have confirmed they are investigating the encounter, but the agency won't provide any additional details, citing the ongoing investigation. At this point, it remains unclear if Andersch's actions were actually criminal.
Well, late Tuesday afternoon, the Nye County Sheriff's Office took to social media to help identify a man who was seen on video attacking a deputy during a fight at a Pahrump bar. Now, he and a second suspect are in custody and facing battery charges. Here's Brad with more.
42-year-old Joshua Briscoe and 21-year-old Anthony Margiotta have been booked into the Nye County Detention Center, where each faces a charge of battery on a police officer. Their arrests stem from an incident late Saturday night at Shenanigans Bar in Pahrump. The sheriff's office says Briscoe approached a deputy who was sitting in his patrol vehicle parked outside the bar. Briscoe asked the officer why he was parked there as he recorded the encounter on his phone. The deputy got out and asked Briscoe if he needed help, noting that he appeared to be intoxicated. Briscoe cursed first at the officer and continued to ask why he was parked there. When the officer went inside the bar to look for security, Briscoe followed him and approached the deputy in what the officer describes as an aggressive manner, at which time the officer physically pushed him back. Unable to locate security, the officer turned to walk back outside when he says Briscoe walked up behind him in a threatening manner. At that point, the officer tried to detain Briscoe, but he began to physically resist the officer. During the scuffle, another man jumped on the deputy's back. In his report, the officer says that man, later identified as Margiotta, wrapped his arm around his throat and choked him to the point he could not breathe for a moment. Margiotta fled the scene soon after. Additional officers arrived on scene to assist, and Briscoe was taken into custody. The sheriff's office posted a video of the incident on social media Tuesday afternoon, asking for the public's help identifying the man who jumped on the officer's back. The sheriff's office received dozens of tips identifying that man as Anthony Margiotta. Detectives located Margiotta a short time later and took him into custody.
Well, you've likely heard of a drug named Naloxone. It's used to counteract the effects of a drug overdose, and it's saved countless lives. Now, you can learn more about Naloxone and how it's administered. Nye Communities Coalition is offering a free training program coming up March 10th. NCC's Rachel Letty tells us more.
Nye Communities Coalition is proud to present an educational video named The Road to Recovery. This video shares the dangers of prescription and opioid pill addiction expressed through the experiences of recovering addicts. Last year, over 100,000 people in the U.S. died from drug overdose. Immediately following the video, there will be a brief education on the life-saving use of naloxone, and each attendee will receive 2 free doses of naloxone. This event will be March 10th at 6 p.m. at the Nye Communities Coalition in the Nye Activity Center building. We are at 1020 East Wilson Road in Pahrump. The event will be open to the public for all to see. This includes everyone, partners, business owners, and community members. There's no charge for attending, and the total time will only be an hour. Naloxone is an opioid inhibitor. It's administered through the nose to someone who is suffering from an overdose. Naloxone saves lives. So at the event on March 10th, we will do a training following the screening of the Road to Recovery, and every attendee will receive 2 free naloxone kits. It's important to have you on you because of the widespread use of opioids in our community and in our state. This is a common cause of death. Like I mentioned, 100,000 deaths in 1 year from opioid use alone. Those who know anybody who is struggling with opioid use, business owners, any of our partners, anyone working with the public, this would be very useful for, but generally just everybody should be trained and should have these kits on hand. This is a free event. There's no registration required. We just invite all to attend.
Thanks so much, Rachel. Well, Nye Communities Coalition is located at 1020 East Wilson Road here in Pahrump. For more information, go to nycc.org. News 25 will return right after this.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment of the news is brought to you by Sunset Valley Pools. For quality service and supplies, call 775-513-4114.
Welcome back. Well, with temperatures hovering around 80, there's no doubt spring is just around the corner, and for many people it brings itchy eyes, sneezing, and a stuffy nose. So what's the best way to relieve allergy symptoms? According to Cleveland Clinic's allergist Dr. Sandra Hong, nasal steroids can be extremely effective.
Making sure that they point them outwards, right nostril, right ear, left nostril, left ear, because we want to avoid the nasal septum that runs down the center. Because if you point into it, you can get nosebleeds.
Tree pollen affects a majority of allergy sufferers during spring, in addition to mold, pet dander, and dust mites. Dr. Hong says a good 1-2 over-the-counter punch can provide relief. She recommends starting a nasal steroid as soon as it warms up outside to combat nasal congestion. Then, to fight itching, sneezing, and postnasal drip, she suggests antihistamines. Antihistamines start working at about an hour and should be taken when symptoms first appear. More severe allergies may cause asthma and require inhalers, different types of nasal sprays, oral medications, or allergy shots.
There are medications that can be prescribed, and there can also be different types of immunotherapy, either sublingual, where we give you tablets under your tongue, or we can actually consider doing allergy shots that are so very effective for our patients.
If over-the-counter medications don't improve your quality of life and your nose is still stuffy, you're sneezing, or having concentration issues, Dr. Hong says it's time to see your physician or allergist about prescription medications.
Well, if you need access to the functionality of your smartphone on the road, there are ways to do so safely. Today, Josh Osborne from Great Computer Deals here in Pahrump explains how you can link your smartphone with your vehicle to enjoy hands-free convenience.
Hi guys, Josh Osborne with Great Computer Deals. It's time for another quick tutorial, viewer question edition. One viewer asks how to use your smartphone responsibly in the car. Many cars nowadays have a great built-in system for connecting to your iPhone or your Android smartphone. And many of these are specific to one of these two options. But most cars nowadays should have a universal technology called Bluetooth. You've probably already heard of this before. If you haven't already, you need to sync your smartphone with your car's Bluetooth. Then when calls are either received or placed, you'll be able to talk undistracted. If you don't know how to sync your smartphone with your car, check out the user's manual, look for help online, or stop by our store, we can help. Keep in mind, legally you can't ever use your phone while operating a vehicle. I recently got a ticket for changing my music while at the stoplight. Lesson learned. Why trust a technician when you can trust a friend? Great Computer Deals is located at 1190 East Highway 372. Call us at 775-990-8833.
All right. When we come back from this break, we're going to have a very special guest right here at the desk with us.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
And welcome back to News 25. I'm joined by Helen Sabotkin. Helen actually is from Ukraine. She lives here in Pahrump. I know you have a connection to Nature Health Farms, and you're a real estate broker here in town. You lived here for a number of years. How many years have you lived here in Pahrump?
About 2.
Yeah? And then you've got your grandchildren kind of part-time here, your daughter. I know she works for Chris Angel. She's
Yes.
like our assistant.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about, we scheduled you yesterday to come on today, but we got some news right before we came on air here tonight, which was kind of devastating. I know you've been, of course, keeping an eye on what's going on with your family that's over there, but the Russian soldiers have taken over your hometown.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Which it is devastated for me right now, what I heard, because last night I talked to my sister, my cousin sister, who's in Kherson, and everything was kind of under control, under Ukrainian army control. And today I just find out the Russians there in town. So, and what I find out also, so people just hiding, they cannot walk more than 2 people at once. And if you just approach to the certain area, you have to put your hands like this and show like you don't have any guns, and only then you can walk by.
And
it's devastating.
This is the first real city that the Russians have now taken
Yes.
control over,
Yes.
is your hometown of Kherson.
Yes.
And this is a city of about 300,000 people that we're talking about. You grew up there.
Yes, of
Your
course.
family's there right now. Have you
Yes.
been able to talk to them today?
Not today. Today I didn't talk to them because I couldn't reach them.
And
I
so
don't know
shocking
why.
to hear that this is happening right now. What have you been hearing from your family as far as what they've said has been happening there in their town and just around the area?
The Russian soldiers on the streets, the tanks on the streets, and they just like telling Ukrainian people, sit at home, as soon as you're gonna come talk to us or something, we're just gonna kill you. Just listen and do whatever we tell you to do.
This must be terrifying. And this must be terrifying for you not to even be able to reach them today, right?
Yeah, and I can't do anything except just pray, and that's it. Just looking forward for any news.
Have you tried to contact them since we found out?
Yes, I was sitting here, I was trying to contact, no contact.
No contact at all. So tell me about Ukraine and the Ukraine people in general, because I know that they have a lot of people that are now in the main city, Kiev, right? A lot of the civilians are in the subway right now hiding out. Tell me about the Ukraine people in general.
Well, in general, they're very nice, friendly, and happy people. But right now, what happening? So especially from Kiev, I have lots of friends. They flee the city.
Yeah.
Because the bomb around and people don't know. If they can, they hide. But if they can't, they're just trying to drive something over, or even just walk, just to get out of town.
And you have Russian connections as well, right? Your husband was Russian, and
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
telling
he
you
was
about
Russian.
some of the stories that we've heard about the Russian soldiers kind of being fooled into going there, right?
Yes, they were telling them this is just a practice, military practice. But when they're there in Ukraine, some of them, of course, they do whatever your general or somebody's telling you. But some of them just going to, they put their guns and everything, and they go to the side of Ukrainian soldiers, and they saying, we don't want to fight.
Yeah, this is some shocking news, because we've heard stories about people, some of the soldiers being fooled. They thought they were going to training, and then they were told that they had to fight. In the city of Kherson, you were saying that there are soldiers that are even deceased on the ground, that they're not taken care of.
Yes, this is what my sister told me. She saw through the window Russian soldiers, they just like dead bodies laying in the streets, and nobody take care of them.
All right. Well, we so much more to talk about, and I'm so sorry about what you're going through. I know that we have Alex over here. He's going to tell us a little bit. Alex, you're going to come up and tell you about Nature Health Farms. Of course, you're there, and Nature Health Farms is open during the day on weekends, right, Alex?
Yes,
how you doing?
Sundays. Hi.
There's Alex. Alex DeJean right here, and on Sundays, Helen's there.
Yes,
and always there, and we just love you guys. Thank you so much for coming by and sharing your story. I know your granddaughter's over there somewhere, and you're just thinking about your family right now.
Yes, I am, definitely.
Thanks so much. Keep us updated on what's going on. Thank you.
I will.
All right, we'll return in just a moment.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Taking a look outside on this beautiful day. For Nature Health Farms, we wanted to let everybody know you can look on Facebook for Nature Health Farms. They are located on Bernarch here in Pahrump. You can, of course, look them up, find out more on their Facebook page. We'll be back in just a moment.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. Lovely to see you on a Wednesday. Oh, what a beautiful day we had today. I'm going to just declare this the best day all week, and let's just get that over with. But because look at this, Fernley, Fallon, Carson City are all about 70 degrees. Not too bad. Tonopah, Goldfield, mid-60s. Beatty, 76 degrees. Feels good, doesn't it? 79 out in Amargosa. Las Vegas beat everybody at 80. And out in Death Valley, it's starting to feel like Death Valley, 87 degrees. Here in the Paradise of Pahrump, well, let's take a look. 76 degrees is our current temperature. We got as much as 80 big, wonderful desert degrees earlier. Winds out of the south to 7 miles per hour. Just a scant bit of humidity as we started the day at 6:12 a.m. Sun going to bed tonight at 5:40. Look for a beautiful sunset with some clouds moving in, and that'll give us all kinds of great colors. Low tonight at 52 degrees. Easterly winds to 7 miles per hour. And look at that humidity kicking up to 15%. What does that mean for the rest of the week? Well, let's look. It means clouds. That's what we got coming at you. In fact, Friday, Saturday, there might even be some rain in the mix. Temperatures dropping down into the low 50s by Saturday as the winds kind of push us around a little bit out of the south. And then a nice recovery. We get sunshine. We get temperatures increasing all the way to 68 degrees by week's end. I think it's starting to head towards spring, and that's a good trend. We'll keep an eye on it and let you know what's happening. Back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Thanks so much, John. And I have Alex here. And it was so nice to have Helen here today.
Yeah.
I know you are close to the whole family there. And so I know they must be going through a lot right now as everyone who is connected to the Ukraine. And we have Sasha out there. She's She's saying howdy. So the International Court has decided today to look into some crimes and look into some more crimes. I know that was some of the latest that's happening over there and what's going on with the Ukraine. And of course, the U.S. We have our Congress that has decided to pass a resolution today asking for the immediate ceasefire, and I'm not sure if that will happen. What's your thoughts on all this?
I hope it does. It's just sad. We support Helen and Ukraine and everybody there, and prayers go out to them.
If you want to see Helen, go to Nature Health Farms.
Yes.
Come by, see the animals.
Yep.
See everything that's going on. Anything new going on with you guys?
Not much.
Not much? All right. For more information, go to Nature Health Farms on Facebook. Thanks so much, Helen, for coming by, and we wish you and your family the very best. And thanks so much for watching. I'm Deanna. Good night.